Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Night Training. I'm so excited to see you here. I have Gracie as my co-host right now. She is playing with everything. I was telling the team before the show, whenever she was chewing her fur off of her paw, I started putting fresh X39 patches that had never been worn under every place she sleeps. And she's a kitten. I mean, she's a kitten, and she's 4.5 years old, so it wasn't like she was getting, super elderly, but I mean, she's a kitten. Everything's a toy, jumping up, sleeping less, zoomies around the house. It's marvelous. So welcome to Tuesday Training with LifeWave. And I'll just make sure she doesn't cut our training off with her paws. So before we get started, you guys know that I love to answer your questions since you're here in person. I want to make sure I get you guys taken care of first. So before I start with other Q&As and things to share with you, does anybody have any questions for me? All righty, well, let's jump into the Q&As. I want to give everyone an update on the water machine because I get asked about it a lot. So I brought questions from the past week for everyone. With the water machine, they're expecting a rollout at any time. And with the water machine, we have, let me take a couple minutes to explain what the water machine is for people who might be newer. Our inventor, he broke the gematria code in the book of Genesis, the creation story, and used gematria to identify the code. Because of that, he created a new material never before on planet Earth. And it's actually in the minerals table now. And he put that in the water machine. And the water machine looks very much like, well, let me share a screen and show you guys what the water machine looks like. So this is one of our two training sites, healthiswealth.biz. And I'm pretty sure she has something. Let's see. If I don't find it. Here we go. Water machine. So this is what it looks like right here. I know this picture is kind of small. I'm not sure if I can blow it up. I don't think so. But it reminds me of a Keurig, but it has two, so it's built like that. It weighs 35 pounds. It has two water reservoirs, one on the left side and one on the right side. And you can use any type of water that you want except alkaline. You can't use alkaline. And it has filters in it that filters out 99% of contaminants in water. So for those of you who've been concerned about your water, I bought a water filtration system a couple years ago, and this would have saved me probably, I think it was $1,500, close to $2,000. It would have saved me that because I could have used this. Now, that all being said, it takes 45 minutes to make a glass of water. There are 6 different light frequencies that go into the water. There's nothing like this on planet Earth. There are other water machines out there, but they they don't have this new material, never before on planet Earth, nor do they have the light frequency in the water. So what happens is we're literally drinking light inside now, and it works in conjunction with our patches are meant to be worn. It's very synergistic. With the water, it takes 45 minutes to make a glass of water, and you only need 1 glass a day. So the machine is meant to actually take care of 6 to 8 people every day. And with that, then what some people are doing is they're planning on families getting together and purchasing one. Maybe in your neighborhood, there are doctors and clinics who are going to purchase one and sell the water. And with that, we have testimonies about the water machine that are absolutely off the chart. And so I'll share one really quickly that the inventor, David Schmidt, said. He had a scientist who was going to help him with his drones. So he's invented drones. And the purpose of the drones is to go in where humanitarian aid is needed and people can't get, and deliver medicine and supplies. And their other purpose too is to rescue children. They have the ability to put bad guys to sleep while they go in and get the children. And with the drone program, while he was building it, a scientist came to him in his 60s to apologize. And the scientist said that his hands had become completely useless. They were shriveled up. They were filled with conditions where the joints were frozen. He couldn't use his hands anymore. And he told the inventor it was debilitating with his life. He couldn't do anything on his own. His wife had to help him do everything. Completely humiliating, you can imagine. And then what happened next was the um, um, the inventor said, "Well, come here with me." And so the inventor went into the his office with the scientist, patched him up, gave him a glass of water, and within 5 minutes, he was perfectly fine. His hands were perfectly fine. And he had severe depression because of it. That lifted. So it's astounding. And they did a beta rollout last fall. And we have people with those machines that are like taking glasses of water into nursing homes now. I have goosebumps head to toe from everything that's happening. So anyway, it's an amazing thing. It will be out soon. And the price point is going to be close to $5,000, and they're going to have a um, finance plan available. I'm not sure when. In the meantime, I know several of you have gone to like credit unions and gotten pre-approved loans and things like that. So if you can swing that, it's going to be worth every penny, or again, get together with other people. That should happen anytime. Now, I have a list that I'm keeping of people who want to purchase this. And so if you would like to purchase it and you're not on my list, just text me or call me or send me an email, and I'm glad to put you on the list. It's not receiving money or anything like that now. It's just simply a list because I'm going to hear very likely before any of you. And then that way I can let you know immediately so that you can order the water machine, because they'll likely sell out as soon as they get shipped in for a while. So that's an update for you on the water machine. Anybody have questions about the water machine?
Hey Lynn, this is Nancy. I have a quick question. Do you by
Yep.
chance know if it removes all the drugs that come through our water? Like, I know that birth control is a big thing that comes through, and I'm sure the COVID vaccine.
Yes, yes, it removes everything. It removes everything like that so that our water is nice and pure. Yep. Yeah, it's astounding. As a matter of fact, that was one of the reasons that it took longer than they thought for the machine to roll out, because the filtration system is off the charts that they have. Because the inventor, that's how he rolls. If he's going to do something, he's going to do the best of the best, or it's not going to be done at all. So, great question. Speaking of, I want to tell you about a product that's going to be out soon, and I have a sleeve of it here. It's Nirvana. This is specifically an antidepressant patch. And for now, our Aeon, AEON, does a great job with antidepressant, but the Nirvana patch is going to be even more spectacular. The other patch coming out, hopefully sometime this year, but it's like the word is out, because it was supposed to be a secret, but the word's out. So there's a patch coming out that's similar to the Ozempic, without the side effects, of course, because our patches have no drugs, no chemicals, light and frequency therapy. The Ozempic, what we've been hearing is people who are taking that, the side effects are horrific. It can like freeze your stomach forever to where you can never digest again. So the side effects are really bad for a lot of people. Whereas with our patch technology, there's no drugs or chemicals. And I suspicion some people at corporate who've been using it, because you could tell at convention last year some radical differences in people. And I mean, just astounding. So we have that to look forward to. I've had several of you reach out to ask me when that's going to be available. I have no idea. And when I have no idea, that means it could be this year, it could be next year. But that's the kind of technology. There are, I know, 7 inventions getting ready to be rolled out over the next few years. One of them is he's invented a machine that allows us to generate electricity in our own homes so we can all get off the grid. So we don't have to worry about these down power lines and the problems that we're having and any fears about grids going down because we won't need it. And as a matter of fact, instead of us paying utility companies, we'll generate so much extra electricity, they'll buy it from us. So that's going to be huge, and that's coming out, and that might be 3 or 4 years down the road. But that's the kind of company that we're all involved in, constantly trying to help humanity, constantly doing inventions. He's also created another invention where we can grow our own food in our home, bypass the grocery stores, and it's nutrient rich because we don't have any nutrients in our food anymore. There's no nutrients in the soil, and this is going to give us our health back in that way. So all kinds of things that he's doing. And what else is down the line? All I can say is at convention in October in California, which I encourage everyone to go this year in October. It'd be super fun for us all to be together. Anyway, um, part of his presentation, he listed every person in the Old Testament and how long they lived. Some lived, I mean, Enoch never died. He was just taken up to heaven. Some lived over 900 years. That's the direction he's heading. He's studying that, and he's studying he's studying lobsters that never die. That's how he came up with the water machine too, and that broke the gematria code. So that's where we're heading. What a time to be alive. So, okay. Any questions about any of that?
Lynne,
Yes.
yeah, this is Carol with no face.
Hey, Carol with no face. It's so good to not see you tonight.
Back to the water machine.
Yeah.
If you do 1 glass of the special water a day, but if you want to just filter all your drinking water for the day, so like 8 to 10 glasses or whatever, is there a setting for just regular filtering?
There's no setting for just regular filtering, and it's it's kind of a working your way up to that too, because too much too quickly can lead to, I believe it's a couple of people have gotten diarrhea symptoms from that. So we don't want too much too quickly. And he also said not to drink any of the water past 3 o'clock because it gives you energy. People have loved the energy. So yeah, so it will be a great, I'm thinking ultimately it will probably never totally replace our water because we're going to want water after 3 o'clock. Although, well, I was going to say you can store it for a few hours and it still is good, but you still shouldn't drink it after 3 o'clock or you'll be up all night.
Okay, so eventually you could have several glasses in a day,
Yes.
but just not after 3 o'clock.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Okay. Q&A for the week. So I had someone reach out this morning and ask if it was okay to wear patches when they got x-rays. And that is, and similar questions are very, very common. So let me explain how that works. Because there are no drugs or chemicals in the patches, they don't interfere with any other treatments or medicine that people are taking. As a matter of fact, they actually enhance. So the patches make, for example, chiropractors' jobs much easier because they can go deeper into doing their work to heal the body. Massage therapists find that they can do much deeper, better work on people who wear the patches. So they actually enhance everything. They make our supplements work better, have better efficacy. And so they're really good. Because there's no drugs or chemicals, they can't interfere in any medical procedure. The only thing that might happen is people might ask you what those patches are, and then maybe you might get a new customer if you're sharing the patches to earn income. But no, it can't hurt you in any way. So just to let people know that. Okay, then I get asked questions on a regular basis about patch placement, which you guys know I love your questions. So let me give you some general rules of thumb and some general whys. Whenever people first get the patches, every patch comes with, and I brought one, these little patch placement guides. And inside the brochures and pamphlets, it'll show you, like, this is for the glutathione, the carnosine, and the eon. And it will show you just different patch placements. Now, how this came to be was, we are not a big pharmaceutical company. We are a wellness company. And so because of that, we don't have to do any clinical studies. Pharmaceutical companies have to do thousands and thousands. We don't. But the inventor is a scientist. And so he did 89 clinical studies, all of which prove our patches do what we say that they do. When the FDA said that because he did clinical studies, if he ever printed patch placement, he could only put in print where the patches were during the scientific studies. Now, the first good news is, that's great because he picked those specifically based upon meridian lines. And so they're excellent places to put your patches. What I recommend to people in general is try the different options and see which one your body likes. You'll find that your body is more responsive. You can just use your intuition, pray about it. Your body is happier, is what I call, I can tell my body likes the patches better in certain areas. So that's one thing to do. You do not have to rotate them every day. You can wear them, and once you find your place, you can keep it, there and wear it for days and weeks and months and years if you want, or you can change it at any time. There's no right or wrong to this. Now, that all being said, also, I very much believe in putting the patch as close to the problem as you can. And the reason why is just all of you guys. I am so blessed to constantly hear day after day after day all the ways that the patches are helping you and your loved ones and your friends and people that you meet in planes and at grocery stores and your pets. And we are getting the fastest, best benefit overall by putting the patches where the problem is. So like with me, during the daytime, I wear the Eon patch for anxiety, and I want that thing as close to my brain as I can get it. And so right now, I wear it on behind my ear, and I have tried it. I just thought about that actually probably 6 months ago, because before then I would use the patch placement guide. Then I thought, I want that thing closer to my brain. And it did great in the other places, but I really, really like it as close to my brain as I can get. And I'm currently working on my thyroid because I'm going to be getting off my thyroid medication. There's so many testimonies of people who've gotten off all kinds of medication. And so I wear the SP6 specifically for that. And so I don't want to wear it where it shows all day long, and I like to wear it in the daytime, although I could wear it at night if I wanted to, but I just choose not to. So I put the patch like an arrow straight behind me where the thyroid would be. I've been having my stomach. I've been having problems with my stomach, and that happens every now and then if I eat the wrong vegetables. And so I've been taking my X39 and putting it right on my stomach. And that came from one of you guys asking me a question. What I end up doing is I end up helping people and kind of forgetting about myself. But I had someone reach out and say that they were having terrible stomach problems. And what did I think about putting the X39 there? And I said, yes, get it straight on the problem. That X39 is the most powerful, and get it straight on that problem. And then I thought, my stomach. So I've been putting my X39 straight on my stomach, and it's actually calming down my stomach too. So I love how we help each other. And that's how I do all the patches. If I'm having a problem, I put it as close to the problem as I can. Ask you guys to do it too when you ask me questions. Otherwise, I use the patch placement guide. And we all do find that the patches seem to work better, faster. the closer to the problem that we can get them. So that's patch placement. And a shout out to Becky for that one. By the way, another shout out, folks, we're international. We have people coast to coast from the United States. We have London in the house, and we have Canada. So welcome, everybody. Okay, the other question that I got asked was, when I talk a lot about compliance, and there are certain things that we can and cannot say because of compliance. And what I wanted to tell people was, when you're one-on-one with someone, you can say anything that you want because First Amendment, freedom of speech, we can say anything we want. But when we're on social media and talking like this, then we have to be extremely mindful of compliance. So I wanted to share that too. And then used patches versus new patches on pets. Let me talk about that. The majority of us who have pets will put our used patches on our pets. And so then I get all kinds of questions about used patches. So let me explain new and used patches, humans and pets. The owner, the inventor, David Schmidt, he guarantees that the patches will work for 12 hours. So that is why we wear the patches for 12 hours and then we take it off and throw it away and put on a fresh patch 12 hours later, repeat, repeat, repeat. Sometimes there's what I call a bit of juice left in a patch. And but the issue is we never do know if there is or is not. And if humans wear used patches instead of new patches, then there is a very high probability that you will not get the results that you're desiring from wearing the patches, because you don't know what days that you're wearing the used patches that absolutely nothing is happening, and the consistency is really important. So that's why we don't wear the used patches. Sorry, this is my third show, so I'm starting to lose my voice. With our little pets, though, the cats and the dogs, the fish, the little animals. Now, I've helped people with pigs and horses, and they need new patches, full strength, all of it. But the used patches for the cats and dogs, I suggest if you have pets, fish, hamsters, put your used patches 12 hours on, 12 hours off with your pets. They will very likely not stick because although it's medical grade adhesive tape, it doesn't stick to animal fur. The exception to that is our AccuLife patch, which is specifically made for animals. And that is actually IceWave. But the FDA wouldn't let the company sell anything to animals with the same name that humans use. So that's how AccuLife was born, but it's IceWave. So with the patches, so with Gracie, she won't wear a collar and I can't stick it on her fur. She'd eat it even if I did. She has an anxiety disorder. So I put it where she sleeps. The patches are activated within 3 inches of body heat, including our pets. So I'll put it underneath her bedding. There's a dining room chair she likes. There's a couple of levels on her cat tree she likes. So I'll put the patch wherever she's sleeping. And it's not perfection doing that, but it's much better than nothing. And she gets my used patches. The one I like to use on her is the X39 and the Eon. The X39 because it's our foundational patch that does a bit of everything. The Eon for the anti-anxiety, since she has an anxiety disorder. That being said, and so normally that works great for our pets. However, when something is seriously, seriously wrong, we all recommend putting new patches on the pets. And so when she had licked the fur off her paw and was down to the bone and it was getting bloody, it had me really worried. And because of her anxiety and everything, I really didn't want to take her to a vet. I knew their only solution would be shots and drugs, and I don't like that for me and didn't want that for her. So I used new X39 patches because I was trying to get to since that's our most powerful patch. And within 10 days, she was completely fine. And that's also why. So I've got a couple issues going on now. Now she will not use the used patches. Cats, you know how cats are. You can't tell them anything. So she will not do, she knows the difference between a used patch now, and she can feel the difference in the energy, and probably knows when some of them aren't even working. So I don't know what I've created, but you know how it is with, this is just, living with cats. So that's probably why she's a kitten now, because she's getting her stem cells activated. And just like with adults, there's no way that I can hurt her by giving her new X39 patches, because what they'll do is she'll just simply get the full benefit, that a human being does too. And Scott, you had a rapid recovery with your sick cat with a new patch. So maybe you can't mute
Sorry.
out. Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, he recovered very quickly too. I was so happy. I had to take him to the vet. Wouldn't drink, wouldn't eat, and boy, they wanted to give him the worst antibiotics in the world. I'm not kidding you, the really horrible ones, and I mean the ones that do you damage, like blow out your tendons and stuff like that.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's known, and so anyway, yeah, I didn't want to do it, and came home, gave him a LifeWave X39. It was a little hard, because like I eventually put it in his bed, because I
Yep.
couldn't keep making collars for him out of Scotch
Yep.
tape and stuff I was doing, packing tape I was using. But I was able to do it the first time. I put 3 patches on. I put carnosine and also Eon. Yeah.
So
Boy,
I thought that was creative too, the way so how did you get the patches on him originally with the tape?
I took a wide piece of packing tape and I folded it over, cut the 2 ends so that they could stick on each other, and I glued the patches to it. So that was kind of, so it worked the first time, but the second time he got mad at me. He didn't want them on. And then he turned around, he looked at me like, what are you doing? Why are you treating me like this? So then I'll just put it in your bed.
Well, I'm glad that works so quickly, because that's scary when they won't eat and drink. I mean, that's something serious going on. And I was impressed but I'll tell you what, Scott, that shows you how bad he felt that he let you put tape around his neck, and it shows you how much better he felt whenever he wouldn't let you do it.
Well, the tape wasn't sticking to his hair. It wasn't that kind of, I folded it over so it wouldn't do that.
Yeah. But he's not used to a collar though, right?
Oh no.
Yeah. See, that'd be like Gracie. She's not used to it either. But yeah, for that case, you switched to new patches, right? If I read your text
Yes.
right. Yeah. So that's a perfect example.
Sometimes I'll use a little patch on a pet that I'll forget to take it off or put it on at the same time every day. So I'll say, well, I want to get up tomorrow at 6 and do a patch. So instead of waiting till 8, it still has 2 hours left on it. I'll put it in there with the kitty.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Love it. Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Thank
sure.
you.
I got a cat in heat. Oh my God.
Thank you for sharing, Scott.
I hear him.
So patch that cat up. We have a cat testimony of a cat that was in heat screaming, and the owner put X39 and Eon on it, and it calmed down in a few minutes.
Oh, I'll do that. Yeah.
So there you go.
I'll make a call.
Patches to the rescue. Thank you, Scott.
Sure.
So our animals now, creative ideas too to patch the animals. Some of you have bought. If your pets use collars, you can just tape them down to the collar. Some will use Scotch tape or take a cloth and wrap it around. Some will take a bandana, put it around the neck, wrap the patches in the bandana. Someone got a headband, cut a hole in it, put the patches in the headband, put that around their dog or cat's neck. I think it was a cat. Excuse me. Some people have, the most creative was a bib, because the cat was extremely sick. So they put a baby bib on it and put the patches in the bib. Cat loved it. Still wears it, loves it so much, loves those patches. So so cats are great. Animals are great patching. So that's kind of the discussion about the new and the used patches. Let's see. Okay, wearing multiple patches. It is perfectly fine to wear multiple patches, and you cannot hurt yourself at all. And let me tell you some things about that. We have talked several times about using the X39 for pain. And if you have pain, the minute you have any type of an issue, like we had one of you get stung by a wasp this week, grab the patch, put it on the sting, no pain, no swelling. So that's the first line of defense. Anytime you have an injury, is take that X39 off the back of your neck or wherever you've got it, put it right on the problem. If that doesn't take care of the pain, put or fully, it should by a notch or two. If it doesn't fully, put a second patch on like a pancake directly on the first X39. See if that gets you comfortable. If not, take a third X39, put it straight on the other two like a pancake. On rare instances, I've had people put up to 6 X39s on pain, but eventually, sooner than later, normally in very short order, the pain's over. And depending upon someone's level of pain, that is an amazing solution. We also have the ice wave for that too. But the point is you can wear as many patches as you want. Sometimes if I might be having, like being on a podcast that's a really big one with a few million followers, and I'm the guest, I might wear 2 Eon patches. Does it help? I don't know, but it doesn't hurt, and it makes me feel better mentally knowing I've got 2 patches on. Can't hurt myself, no drugs or chemicals. So that's true of all the patches. In general, as a rule of thumb, we only need one X39, 1 Eon, one of each patch, but it certainly doesn't hurt to wear multiples if you need them. The only exception to that is with the glutathione. The glutathione patch increases your glutathione 300%, and it's a detox patch. Now, that being said, one time the inventor got a really bad cold, and he had to speak the next day at a convention. He wore 3 glutathiones because he knew that would knock that cold. So before he went to bed, he put 3 glutathiones on, but he also knew he would have a really bad headache when he woke up because it would detox him so strongly. But he was willing to deal with the headache to kick that cold out. So that's the only patch that just know what you've got a hold of there. But otherwise, patch away, patch away. Okay, then we had another question about auto ships and patches. So when you're on an auto ship, at any time you can add more patches to it, and you don't get charged extra shipping unless you'd add like enough patches to make it a weight difference. So if you're going to add 10 more patches to your cart, it might make a bit of a weight difference. But the patches are super light anyway. But if you add an extra patch to auto ship, it's not going, they both get shipped at the same, well, whatever was in your auto ship and the patch or patches you add, they'll all get shipped in the same order, one shipping charge, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, talked about the depression patches. Okay, so whenever you're, well, that's
Can I ask you a question about the shipping of patches and stuff?
Oh yeah, Evelyn.
Well, I have a friend from Alaska, and are they going to ship everything USPO? Is that the thing we do?
Well, you know, it can depend. So I don't know what Alaska delivery is. You know, I don't know, for example, if they do FedEx or UPS or if it's regular post office. I don't know the options there. But at the checkout, the computer is already pre-programmed to give people the options that they have at checkout. I've noticed I have people internationally all over the world in most countries, and they're depending upon what nation they live at, depends upon who does the shipping. So since Alaska is so far from the mainland, from the principal parts of the United States, I'm not sure what shipping they use.
Well, it's zone 8 for USPO,
Okay.
which is zone 7 from New York to California. So it's zone 8. There's
Okay.
not that much more. For the USPO, and many places won't ship anything but USPO, which is fine. I get my
Yeah.
stuff that way sometimes.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as regular ground for FedEx, and you know that you have to pay extra because if it's gonna go by air, you're gonna
Yeah.
pay extra. If it goes by ground, then it takes longer. So they don't, and some places absolutely refuse to ship to Alaska except to USPO. So I just wondered if they had a policy. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
Pardon me?
I guess we'll find out when we order for it.
Yeah, I guess, yes, because that's whenever I do too, whenever I help other people when the patches are going further out of the United States, because our primary warehouse is in San Diego. So yeah, you'll find out at checkout what our options are.
So is that the only place they ship from in the US?
Yes.
Is San Diego? Okay, because
Yes.
I know they have a few places overseas.
Yeah, we have they have shipping facilities in many nations, but from the United States, it's all San Diego.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Thank
That's
you.
zone then, you know.
Thank you.
So for
Okay.
for US. Thank you.
Thank you. Scott.
My subscription orders, I've been adding stuff to it. I do use multiple patches, but I did one order that was premium, but I skipped those other two that were maybe a good deal. Should I go back and order one of those other ones to get a better deal?
So once you go to premium, you can't go backward. The system is always a forward. But what they have next is what's called maintenance kits.
Okay.
And when you're at the home page under shop, and there's a pull down menu for brand partners only, it'll say maintenance kits at the bottom.
Okay.
And there are different times whenever we have more cost savings or specials through those maintenance kits. So check those out now too.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome. Okie dokie. So with the X39, I get asked a lot, and I love questions. And one thing I get asked a lot is, will the X39 help with fill in the blank? Now, we're all trained under Western medicine, and how Western medicine thinks is, tell me your symptoms. I'll give you a diagnosis to bill the insurance company. And that also tells me what drugs to give you, what shots to give you, what body part to cut out. That's Western medicine. And with our technology, you can just say, will this help with fill in the blank? And Dr. Tom Acklin, our neurologist with LifeWave, says the answer is yes. And the reason why is the X39, with no drugs or chemicals, what it does is we have over 200 patents, most of which say that the X39 activates GHKCU copper peptide. And GHKCU copper peptide in turn activates stem cells. Stem cells at conception, our stem cell was the first cell. The stem cell made every part of us, head to toe, inside and out. More kitties. I just love kitties. Oh my goodness. Okay, distraction. So our stem cells made us inside and out, and our stem cells are the only repair cell we have. By the time we're 30, half of them are gone. By the time we're 60, none of them work. And they're not gone. I'm going to call it dormant. We have a certain number of them, but they go dormant. And since that's the only repair cell in our body, that's why we just keep deteriorating until we're gone. There's a website called copperpeptidebreakthrough.com. That's copperpeptidebreakthrough.com. That will tell you about what copper peptides do. You can also go to nih.gov. That's the National Institute of Health, a government website, nih.gov. Put in the search bar GHKCU copper peptides, and it will tell you that they activate stem cells. Now, these are, you compare it, people know what stem cells are. There's that shot that's available where they'll take other stem cells or your own stem cells. Those things can go for $3,000 to $10,000 each. Normally it takes 4. There's a 30% failure rate. They're not guaranteed to last long, if at all, and they have side effects. Whereas with our technology, no drugs, no chemicals, no side effects. It just lets our body, our technology, we do not diagnose, treat, cure anything, because our technology enables our bodies to self-repair. And that's what's going on with those patches. So, and people will still ask me, even with that explanation, they'll still, because we're so trained that we have to have a diagnosis, we need a diagnosis, but that's simply a Western medicine ideology to bill an insurance company and tell what pill or shot is needed to mask the symptoms. And that's not how our bodies repair, by masking symptoms and giving us other side effects. So I get asked that question all the time. So I wanted to share that. And then also I wanted to share that so we have the new products, our Cellergize AM and our Cellergize PM. This came out a few months ago. And let me tell you how this was born. The company has been around 21 years. And for 21 years, whenever the inventor David Schmidt would talk about the patch technology and different issues people were having physically or mentally and what patches helped with what, he would always recommend supplements, different supplements to use with the patches to really help the person with whatever they were experiencing. Well, he did that for years. And then finally, last year, he put all of his recommendations straight in this Cellergize. There's a morning and then there's an evening. The morning one contains one thing that's important on the patches is to make sure that we drink our water and have our minerals. Those are 2 things that are important. And in water, we need to drink half of our ideal body weight in ounces a day, and that keeps our stem cells healthy. The ingredients in the Cellergize AM and the PM, they are the exact ingredients that we need to be healthy, and they're all about healthy stem cells, making our stem cells healthy. And so I really recommend these. And then by getting all of your vitamins and minerals and nutrients in those 2 products, the only other supplements that the inventor recommends, in addition to what we have, is B complex, 5,000 IUs of vitamin D, and omega-3. So those are the only 3 supplements that you need to buy once you're on our Cellergize. And this is a powder form. And so it's simply a powder that you mix with your water, super tasty. So again, I mean, the cost savings in supplements, most people are spending outrageous amount in supplements, and all that you really need are the B complex, 5,000 IU of vitamin D, and the omega-3s once you're on the Cellergize products. So I wanted to share that too. Okay, any other questions before we get into the sharing patches side of things? Okay.
Hey, Lynn, Darlene here.
Hey, Darlene.
How's it going?
Well, how are you doing with that weather down there?
Oh, my. You don't get me started.
Okay.
We're better. We're
Good.
getting better. We're thawing out. We actually
Good.
had rain and not snow and ice.
Good.
So,
Is the power back on?
yes. Yes.
Good.
I mean, different people. I say yes. Nashville's had its issues.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get a video started, but oh well. Anyway, I had a question. I have a daughter-in-law that is expecting in the first week of June.
Oh,
Is there anything about, it's a grandbaby girl. We just found out. Is there anything about pregnancy and the patches that you've heard, from anyone that would know if it's safe to for them to have? I would think yes, because they're not drug related, but I just didn't know if you've had people that are experienced in that area take the patches and be pregnant.
Yes. So let me share a couple things. So you're right. So there are two classes of people that we don't have any clinical studies on, or actually animals, but they're not people. So pregnant women and children. Now we have tons of children and women who are pregnant on the patches doing great, but we have no clinical studies, so we have no recommendations for it. But I can give you just pregnancy testimonies just that come to mind off the top of my head. One of them is there was a couple who was having a really hard time getting pregnant, and her husband took the patches and put them on her uterus, and she got pregnant a week later.
Whoa. Wow.
So just interesting. Then we have another pregnancy story that comes to mind. There was a woman who was in labor. She'd been in labor a long, long time, and the baby wasn't coming out. She didn't want to do a C-section. And so her mother-in-law took the energy patches and didn't put them on her, but put them put them in her hand and put them within 3 inches of her abdomen. And she had the baby like 15 minutes later. And
Whoa.
she used the energy patches for that. So those are the two testimonies that stand out in my mind because they're some of the biggest. I also have testimonies of women who had trouble after they had their babies with breast milk and breastfeeding, and that the patches helped with. So we don't have any clinical studies to make recommendations, but we do have people that use it, because as you said, no drugs, no chemicals. And those are just some testimonies.
Thank you. Let's see. Okay. So you can wear patches at night.
Yes.
And it's okay because while you're sleeping, you're not going to be drinking a lot of water. So just making sure you have water during the day should be okay to help with the patches at night. Sound good?
Yes.
No,
Excellent question. Yes. Excellent question. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So just drinking your water during the day, and it's okay to wear some patches during the day, different ones at night, because that's what I do. Like my 2 night patches are the Alavita and the sleep patch, and primarily. But yeah, I don't drink at night, so you can just do that during the day. It's a great question.
Oh, good. Okay, one more. I know I'm question lady tonight. This is funny. I just started this and I thought, well, let me ask about it. I'll take a patch and maybe for half a day, I might put it like the X39 at the base of the neck. And then the other half I go, well, I'm trying to concentrate on another area that has a need or a problem and put it there, temporarily the last half of the day or for 6 hours each or something. I mean, does that sound like maybe I need to get 2 instead of just taking one and moving it? It sounds fun.
Yeah. So no, it's a great question. I would recommend staying with 1 because technically, no matter where we put the patch on our body, it's going to go, everything's going to go everywhere it needs to throughout the body. But that being said, it is perfectly fine to move a patch during the day. As I mentioned, people who have a sudden injury, they'll take those patches off, any of them that they have on, and slap them right on the problem. So if you're having multiple physical issues, it's perfectly fine to move that X39 throughout the day, wherever you'd like to put it. Now, sometimes from all the movement, the sticky, even though it's medical grade adhesive, that might give out a bit. But when that happens, we all just put it down with a Band-Aid or medical grade tape or K-tape, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I get that. So let me see. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate your help on that.
You're welcome. Anytime.
There I am.
There you are.
Because I had the little, well, it went off again.
I see
because
you.
You do? Okay.
Yeah,
It's
I see
because
you.
of the little band at the top of my computer. I
Yeah.
had it shut. Now I opened it. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Good to see you.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So that had another thought come to my mind I wanted to train everybody on, and that was some people will ask me, can I cut a patch in half? So we're used to Western medicine pills where if somebody wants like half the strength, they cut it in half. If you do that with a patch, you'll ruin it, and it's completely ineffective. And the reason why is in the white circle part of each patch, in the white circle part, is a lattice-shaped structure of organic sugar salts and crystals that are grown in our lab. And the lattice-shaped structure is different for each patch, and it's the frequency that tells the body what to do. And so if you cut a patch in half, you've completely destroyed that lattice structure. So there's no frequency, so the patch doesn't work at all. So that came to mind from that last question. So hang on. Sorry. Don't you just hate to interrupt a cat who's stretching? I think that, it probably messes up their spine. So, okay. Okay. So very good. And any more questions, just let me know. When a few other questions that have come up. So now I'm going to switch the last few minutes just for those of you who are sharing the patches to earn income. I want to encourage everyone, reach out to me at any time if you have questions, if you have, because most of you are still learning. So if you, and you guys are great at doing this actually, but if there's someone that you're trying to help and you're wondering what to say or how to say it, or which patches to recommend, or when they have questions, our role is to share the patches, share what they've done for us. Our testimonies are testimonies of others that we've heard that are relevant to whatever issue that they're having. And then our job is just to answer their questions. And normally, at any point along this, you guys, since you're newer, you'll have questions for me about, they've asked me this, I don't have the answer. And this is definitely a learn as you earn program. And it's absolutely perfect doing it that way. And so be sure to reach out to me. And if people are extremely interested but still have questions, and you know that you need me with them, then we schedule what's called a 3-way call or Zoom, and I hop on with you. And I've done that with several of you now, and it's very effective. And I help your person, and you guys learn and get even more knowledge, and that's how we do. We help each other. So. Okay, the other thing is, as you're earning income, I get asked this question a lot. So when you earn income, when you check out and buy your own patches, there's a place at the checkout that will tell you how much money is in your account, and you can use that to pay for your patches. However, you have to have enough money earned to pay for the full order. So you can't use that for a partial order and a credit card for the other part of the order. You have to have the full amount there that you've earned, if that's how you want to do it. Most of you, frankly, have the money direct deposited, but if you'd like to, but some of you enjoy using the money directly from when you check out to buy your own patches. So both are fine. I get asked too, how you set up getting paid. So once you have your first person that's purchased patches from you, then you can set up it's called an iPay, the letter I payout. And all you do is you go into your resources tab on your home page. That takes you to the back office. And then there's a pull down menu on the left side on that resources page, and it says new member information. When you click on that, then there's a bunch of links, and one of them says something like, how do I get paid? And you click on that. That takes you to iPayout. It's actually a company. If you didn't know this, you wouldn't know this, but it's not part of LifeWave. It's not a department of LifeWave. It's an actual financial institution, which is what we want, because we want to make sure every penny of what you earn goes straight to you and no one else. And so it's a financial company that's taking care of all of this. So everyone's income is safe and sound. And they have specific things that they need from you, and that is twofold. First, they want to make sure again that the money you earn goes straight to you, and the second is for tax purposes to get the paperwork correctly for that part of things. And so they'll ask very specific information, common information. My recommendation on this is just to go as slow as possible. Don't get in a rush, and just make sure you're exact and you're precise, and you give them everything correctly that they want. It's about a 2-week process to get it finalized because of the importance of making sure that you get the money that you earn, and everybody's tax records are accurate. If you make a mistake, it can be fixed. It's just it takes a few days to fix that mistake and makes the process last a little bit longer. So, okay. And then we talked about this last week, but I think it's worthy of saying many times. And then I want to talk about your legs. So whenever you're a brand partner and you're sharing the patches to earn income, we have a binary payment system, which means we have a left leg and a right leg. We have just 2 legs only. And with that binary payment system, we make sure that for brand partners only that enroll who also want to share the patches and earn income, that we put one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, and that way we keep our legs balanced. And where you find that is when you sign into your back office, in the upper right-hand corner, you'll find your name, and it gives you the option of view your profile, change settings, or exit out. And you want the change settings. And then you scroll really close to the bottom, and it has a question that this is long, but it says, what is your binary placement preference when you begin sponsoring new members? And you have 3 choices: build left, build right, strong outside leg. So the strong outside leg, that has value and meaning, but it's too complex to get into tonight. So overall, what I want you guys to think is build left, build right. And so if you're brand new, start out, click on the build left. And when you sign your first brand partner up, as soon as you get them signed up, go back in and click on build right. And when you sign up your next brand partner, go back in and click on build left. And we just do this back and forth and back and forth. And if you make a mistake, because we all make mistakes at this, because we're human, and I'll tell you, part of LifeWave is personal development. You'll get a lot of personal development, which is astounding in LifeWave. Robin Mascari, her and Gregory are the head of our Live Younger team. They call this their greenhouse because it's a safe place to learn. And I tell you, when I first started 2 years ago, I had a terrible, when I would make a mistake, it was, close to the end of the world. Of course, I wasn't patched either. And I share within the first month how my PTSD and anxiety, or the PTSD and anxiety I had, went down 70%. But nonetheless, so I couldn't, making a mistake was very difficult. Now it's just I make a mistake because I saw everyone else in LifeWave making mistakes, and it wasn't the end of the world. And so you'll make mistakes. With this one, when you make a mistake, you have 5 business days to contact customer service and say, oops, I made a mistake. And then they'll switch the leg for you. If you just reach out and call them and get that fixed. So, okay. Then when it comes to subscriptions, one last question with the time. People who are brand partners do not need to be on auto ship to get the wholesale pricing. Now, the vast majority of us are, for several reasons. We want our patches to come like clockwork because wearing them consistently is super important if a person wants to get their desired health results, which we all do, or we wouldn't be taking the patches, using them. And then the other reason is we need to stay active as a brand partner. So when you're a brand partner, you need to buy 55 enough product for 55, I'll call it points to make tonight simple, to stay active as a brand partner. And you can do that by buying 1 sleeve of any patch. Once you're a manager, which several of you are, you're required to have 110 points a month. But again, the patches are so effective, we're all doing that anyway. So it's easy to stay active. But as a brand partner, you don't have to have a monthly auto ship, but you do need to be careful and make sure that you're getting your points every month. Whereas preferred customers, they're required to be on auto ship to get the wholesale pricing. So, okay. Any other questions before we close out the night?
I have a question.
Yes, Scott.
I've been taking steroid drops in my eyes, and I don't hit the eyeball sometimes, and it comes down my face. I'm getting marks on my face, like little bumps, right, on each side of mine where the tear duct would be. What should I do for that? I mean, there is the aloe vera, but is that the right one?
That's what I would do, is the aloe vera, because that is our patch for skin collagen. That's what I would put there. Now I wonder what's in the steroid that's causing the bumps.
Well, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
I've been taking them for a couple months, so
Yeah.
I wipe it off, and it's all of a sudden I go, hey, I'm getting bumps there,
Yeah. Wow.
They're going to take an injection and put it in the back of my eye now, the steroid, in a little pellet or something. Let's see. It's like with anything with them, once you do it once, they want to keep you for life.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So,
well, you're very good
I'd
at
rather not do. I'd rather put it off because I'm getting better every day. But yeah, but I did put the aloe vera right here, kind of below my temples.
Yeah.
I put one on each side, and one night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aloe vera, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I would do that. The other thing that comes to mind too is there's something else that I offer on my qgrit.org website, Scott, that's a spray that can help directly too with skin issues that come up like that. So that's something also that you can check out. That's a spray that just decide whether you'd rather patch or spray, because it's specifically for skin, and that might help too.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And ask me if you have any questions about that. So.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? All righty. Well, it's been a good evening. So if you guys want to unmute, say goodbye.
Thank you, Lynn.
You're welcome, Evelyn.
And
Bye,
everybody else.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good evening.
Oh, shit.